This is Oda's deepest foreshadowing yet. Emu is actually a fishman. He is the Earth God statue, a fishman just like Jinbei. He has a link to Nami because they're of the same race. A hybrid fishman. The real reason Emu wants to end the world is because fishmen suffer the most discrimination. Hey guys, I'm from the OP log. Today we'll talk about all of this theory. Please give this video a big thumbs up. After Emu showed his form in Elbaf, there were many curious details about him, and the most intriguing is the white spots on his body. Normal humans wouldn't have so many white spots on their skin. In One Piece, we usually only see these spots with viruses like smallpox or tree fever, so there's a lot of online discussion about it. Last time, I speculated his spots might represent the African plague god Sapona. Their powers are actually very similar. Both can inflict fatal diseases on others. Sapona represents plague, while Emu uses the deep sea brand. But there's another fun theory about the white spots that points directly to the moonfish. In this video, I'll use my own theory to connect Emu with the moonfish. Let's first look at their connection before we dive into the fishman analysis. Be sure to watch till the end for this breakdown. First, a moonfish has white spots on its skin, which is exactly like Emu's skin. Both have identical markings. It's called a moonfish because of its flat, round body, looking just like a full moon. And the white spots look like lunar craters, which is how it got its name. So this fish is directly linked to the moon, and Emu's connection to the moon is massive. Nika represents the sun, and the perfect counterpart to the sun is the moon. Knowing Oda's style of parallels, the sun's ultimate rival should represent the moon, but that title was taken by St. Garland. Emu's parallel planet currently seems to be Earth, but looking at the Elbaf arc, Oda might want Emu to take back the moon title. Emu's Elbaf form has been showing a crescent face shape, which is very obvious at the end of chapter 1181. This is Oda hinting at his true form. St. Garland represents the moon, and he doesn't hide it, styling his hair in a crescent moon shape, so Emu's crescent face is one of the hints. Also, Emu used a new fire move in chapter 1128 called Eclipse Strike. An eclipse happens when the moon blocks the sun, and the pronunciation of the movie sounds like Aztec. The Aztecs have deep connections to the moon. This move doesn't just link Emu to the moon, the meaning might be even deeper than that. It shows Emu as the moon blocking out Luffy's sun, perfectly fitting their grudge. So the move's name is another clue. And there are more ties between Emu and the moon, like his parallel Enel going to the moon. He might even be an immigrant from the moon. Also, his form resembles King's Lunarian race, who are also known as the Moon Tribe. Emu is deeply connected to the moon. Finally, floods are closely related to the moon as the moon controls Earth's tides and dictates the rising and falling of the sea. Emu is likely the culprit of the ancient world flood, since his use of the mother flame raised sea levels. The future flood is highly likely his doing too. If he represents the moon, it fits perfectly, since the moon can manipulate sea levels. But this theory can also apply to Garling. Like, if Garling dies, the Earth might face a massive flood, because if the moon is gone, the Earth will be flooded. So Emu's moon connection is undeniable. This shows the moonfish theory is not baseless. If Emu truly corresponds to the moonfish, that would be extremely interesting because Emu is highly likely a fishman. This would be the biggest plot twist in One Piece, and after researching this for ages, I found solid theories to back it up. Let's look at the most crucial part, Emu's connection to fishmen. First, why does Oda hide Emu's identity? Although Emu showed his face in Elbaf, he transformed when leaving his throne, and even his fighting style was different. So his true body might not be that, and the silhouette on the throne is his real self. So he is basically still hidden. Though Oda usually hides a character's face, he never hides them for this long. Prolonged hiding, like Ryokugyu was hidden at first, but was fully revealed in his arc. But we're already in Emu's arc, and he's already fought in battles, yet his face is still shadowed. Assuming Emu is just a single person, why hide his identity for so long? If the person in Elbaf is Emu, what's the point of silhouetting him? Even if he looks unique, showing him early wouldn't spoil anything. So hiding him this long is pointless. Hiding him this long means there's a secret. If Emu took over Lily's body, then it's worth hiding. But what if not? One possibility is he's hiding his race. For instance, if he really is a fishman, it would be the biggest twist. Revealing it early ruins the surprise. It must be saved for later, so hiding his identity makes sense. Next is his connection to the sea. Shanks said devil fruits are hated by the sea, and this was paid off later when Vegapunk said Mother Nature hates devil fruits, so they can't swim. Imu is also the culprit of the flood, and Davy Jones' greatest enemy, who was cursed by the sea devil, and Vanderdecken's encounter was likely Imu's doing, since Imu is called the sea god on ancient murals. And Imu's fruit is called the devil fruit, so Imu is deeply linked to the sea, and the sea is all about fishmen. So Imu being a fishman fits perfectly. This connection is another key point. Let's step things up with the Skypiea Earth God statue. I've said this statue might be Imu, since Imu has lived for over 800 years and has deep ties to Skypiea and the moon. His true face hasn't been revealed, but his throne form resembles this statue. In planetary parallels, Imu represents Earth, and this statue is called Earth. Kuma also mirrored this statue, and Kuma is a believer of Nika, who thought the statue was a previous Nika. But Imu's recent powers are very similar to Nika's. Same drums, same object manipulation, terrain changes, and multiple forms, making people think he is the evil Nika. With Imu's skin revealed, this statue is in the spotlight because it has the same white spotted skin. So predicting Imu is this statue is very logical. If they are connected, what kind of connection is it? I said this might be an ancient giant because of the similar fangs, and Skypiea has many giant-related clues, like the map where only giants are missing. In Calgara's flashback, a giant's weapon appeared, meaning giants might have lived on Skypiea. So the ancient giant theory made sense. But the only flaw is it lacks horns, so the giant theory is not perfect. If we look at the fangs, only fishmen and minks are left. So I found another possibility that this statue is a fishman, since Jinbei has the exact same fangs as this statue, and the hands look like webbed hands. Do fishmen have ties to Skypiea? Yes, there's a ship that fell from Skypiea, which was likely a fishman ship because the figurehead represents the captain, and it's made of fishman fangs and scales. The ship's purpose is not clear, only serving to make the Straw Hats believe in Skypiea. But there are too many clues here, like the ship being from 208 years ago, and the emblem of Saint Brice, with a framed photo of a woman inside. In Oda's style, this will definitely be a plot point. If this is a fishman ship and the statue is a fishman, then they form a perfect foreshadowed story. So the Skypiea statue is one clue. Next is Imu's connection to Nami. I've said Imu and Nami might be linked, posing in the exact same way on cover pages, and both are linked to a lost child. And both are deeply connected to seawater. Yes, there are many other points, but I won't list them all here. This connection is not surprising, since Oda parallels Emu with many characters. And these parallels always lead to something, like how Imu parallels Doflamingo, suggesting their plots are similar since Daffy was betrayed, and Imu was also confirmed to be betrayed. Their islands also parallel each other, so the Nami parallel must lead to something, perhaps weather control or her origin. If Imu is a fishman, this is more likely, since Nami might be a fishman too, as Oda confirmed hybrids exist like Kokoro and Chimney. Kokoro and Chimney are both hybrids, and Nami might be a hybrid too, because Shirahoshi felt she was familiar. There are only two possibilities. Either Shirahoshi sensed Nami as an ancient weapon, or they are actually of the same race. And Luffy drew Nami as a fishman, while Nami's story revolved around fishmen. Plus, Nami has an intuition for the sea. The Skypiea ship might link to her origin, because while it was a fishman ship, it had photos of humans inside, suggesting a human and fishman marriage. Skypiea and the deep sea are linked to Nami, so this ship is likely connected to her. Nami being a hybrid is highly possible. This means Imu and Nami might be of the same race, or they could even be relatives. Also, Imu's story is linked to fishmen. Joy Boy's story, besides his grudge with Imu, only reveals his promise to the fishmen to bring them to the surface with Noah. But Joy Boy failed and wrote an apology letter. So although Joy Boy was a liberator like Luffy, he failed on the Fishman Island front. It's revealed Emu and Joy Boy were once friends, and there must be a reason they fell out. Maybe this letter is the reason. Next, we know the red line was made artificially. and the prime suspect is definitely Emu, as he can flood the world whenever he wants while he lives safely above it all. Fishman Island is surrounded by the Red Line, and if Emu really created the Red Line, then he practically imprisoned them. His base is right above Fishman Island, and if he is their king, putting him above them makes for a highly symbolic storyline. Notably, if Emu is indeed a fishman, then flooding the world makes perfect sense. Perhaps he wants a world without humans, and only for fishmen. Plus, Shirahoshi is the key to the Two Kings prophecy, and Luffy is prophesied to destroy the island. Fishmen will play a massive role in the end, so linking them to Emu is not out of place. Finally, we know every final boss in anime needs a motive to become evil, and a good motive makes them likable. Emu will definitely have a reason to turn bad, and if Emu is a fishman, that is the perfect backstory, since fishmen are the most oppressed race and there was a history of extreme discrimination. And Emu is the most discriminatory person, seeing himself as God and humans as chess pieces. So Emu is currently discriminating massively. If he's a fishman, that connects everything, the victim becoming the oppressor. This is a trope Oda loves to use, where the victim becomes the perpetrator, with Doflamingo being the best example. One Piece always highlights fishman trauma, and Oda made fishmen villains twice, Arlong in East Blue and Hody in Fishman Island. And many plots detailed this discrimination, like Fisher Tiger refusing human blood, proving they couldn't coexist at the time. Only later did Jinbei and Luffy heal the rift, but not all fishmen have moved past it, since those who didn't witness it wouldn't understand. I feel Oda gave fishmen too much spotlight, and if it connects to Emu, it fits perfectly. If Emu really is a fishman, then Luffy and Jinbei's dynamic mirrors Emu and Joy Boy, or Emu could mirror Fisher Tiger. So Emu's motive is another key point. These are the ties between Emu and fishmen. Overall, I think this theory is highly possible. If Emu is a fishman, it's the biggest twist ever, since fishmen are usually shown as the oppressed, but revealing their ruler is a fishman is mind-blowing. Oda might actually do this.